In a vast galaxy filled with strange and powerful alien races, Earth was often seen as a joke. Humans, with their small stature and fragile bodies, seemed weak compared to the towering aliens with their advanced technology and incredible abilities. Most of the galaxy's races considered themselves superior. They often gathered in grand meetings to discuss important matters, and during these gatherings, Earth and its people became the target of laughter and mockery. One day, a major meeting was held at the Galactic Council, a powerful group of alien leaders. They sat on high thrones, their eyes gleaming with confidence. Alex, a human diplomat, was nervous but determined to represent Earth. He had trained hard for this moment, hoping to show the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. As the meeting began, the alien leaders shared stories of their conquests and achievements. They bragged about their powerful ships and weapons, while the humans watched in silence. When it was finally Alex's turn to speak, he stood tall, taking a deep breath to calm his racing heart. "Greetings, esteemed members of the Council," he started, his voice steady. "I come here today to share the achievements of Earth and to seek cooperation for a better future." But before he could continue, a large alien with bright blue skin and multiple eyes interrupted him with a loud laugh. "Why should we listen to a weak human? You can barely survive without your precious technology." The other aliens joined in, laughing and pointing at Alex. Their mocking voices echoed through the grand hall, making him feel small and powerless. Despite their jeers, Alex stood firm. He wanted to prove that humans had strength and intelligence, but every time he spoke, the laughter grew louder. He shared stories of human resilience and creativity, but the aliens only scoffed. "You think you are clever? Look at your tiny ships." "They are no match for our fleets," another alien sneered. Feeling frustrated, Alex realized he was fighting a losing battle. The aliens would not listen to reason, they only saw him as a source of entertainment. The mocking continued, and with each laugh, Alex's hope began to fade. He wondered if humans would ever be taken seriously in the galaxy. Suddenly, a guard entered the hall with a serious expression on his face. He whispered something in the ear of the council leader, and the atmosphere shifted. The laughter stopped as the leader's eyes widened in shock. "What do you mean Earth is under threat?" the leader exclaimed. The guard explained that a powerful alien fleet was planning to invade Earth, seeking to take its resources. Alex felt a mix of fear and anger. The very aliens who had mocked him now seemed concerned. "You think Earth is weak, but it is a target because of its resources," Alex said, his voice rising with passion. "Humans may seem small, but we will fight for our home." The council members looked at each other, their expressions changing from mockery to worry. For the first time, they realized that underestimating humans could lead to dangerous consequences. The leader nodded, acknowledging Alex's words. "Perhaps we should reconsider our view of Earth," he said slowly. "But do humans even stand a chance against us?" As the meeting ended, Alex left the grand hall with a heavy heart. He felt the weight of his people on his shoulders. The mocking voices still echoed in his mind, but now there was a fire burning within him. He knew that the threat to Earth could awaken something powerful in humanity. Returning to Earth, Alex quickly gathered military leaders and scientists to discuss their next steps. "We need to prepare for war," he urged them. "The galaxy thinks we are weak, but we have the spirit of warriors. We must show them our strength." The leaders looked at each other, feeling the weight of Alex's words. They understood that this was a turning point for humanity. No longer would they allow themselves to be mocked. They would rise to the challenge and fight for their home. And so, under the stars, a new determination began to spread across Earth. Humans were no longer content to be seen as a joke. They were ready to prove their worth to the galaxy, and the first step was to prepare for the fight ahead. As Alex returned to Earth, he felt a storm of emotions brewing inside him. The laughter of the alien leaders still echoed in his mind, but now it was mixed with the urgency of the threat against his home. He knew he had to act quickly to prepare humanity for what was coming. The galaxy might have seen them as weak, but Alex believed that they had the spirit and strength to fight back. Once back on Earth, Alex called an emergency meeting in a large auditorium filled with military leaders, scientists, and influential citizens. The atmosphere was tense, and worried faces looked back at him. As he stepped onto the stage, he took a deep breath to calm himself. The weight of the moment pressed heavily on his shoulders. "Everyone," Alex began, his voice strong and clear, "we face a serious threat from the galaxy. An alien fleet plans to invade Earth. They think we are weak and unworthy, but we must prove them wrong." A murmur of concern spread through the crowd. Some people exchanged worried glances, but Alex pressed on. "The council may have laughed at us, but we have skills and courage that they do not understand. We have the power to fight for our home, and we will not back down." The room fell silent, and Alex could see the determination slowly rising in the eyes of those present. "We need to come together as one," he continued. "We cannot afford to let fear take control. Instead, we must prepare our military and strengthen our defenses. We have resources, technology, and most importantly, we have each other." Slowly, hands began to raise in support. Military leaders nodded, their faces set with determination. "We can create new weapons," one scientist said. "We can upgrade our ships and build defenses around Earth. We may not have the size of their fleets, but we can be smarter." The crowd began to come alive with ideas. People shouted suggestions, and the room buzzed with energy. Engineers and soldiers began discussing plans to strengthen their fleet. The fear that once filled the air was now replaced with a burning desire to protect their home. "We need to work quickly," Alex urged. "Every moment counts. We must use our skills to surprise them. They think we are just a joke, but we will show them the strength of humanity." As the meeting continued, teams were formed. Engineers began redesigning ships to enhance their speed and firepower. Soldiers trained hard to prepare for battle, focusing on tactics and teamwork. Everyone felt the urgency of the moment, and a sense of unity spread across the planet. In the following days, the pace of work quickened. Factories shifted production to focus on military needs. People from all walks of life volunteered to help in any way they could. Some trained to fight, while others worked in labs to develop new technology. Humanity was no longer divided. They were united in their goal to defend Earth. Alex spent countless hours overseeing the efforts. He met with military leaders to discuss strategies and plans for their first strike. He wanted to ensure that when the time came, they would be ready to unleash their surprise on the alien fleet. "We will not just defend," Alex said during one meeting. "We will strike first. We will show them that humans will fight back." Days turned into weeks as humanity prepared for war. Tensions ran high, but so did the determination to stand tall against their oppressors. Alex's speeches inspired many, and his leadership became a beacon of hope. As the alien fleet drew closer, the resolve of humanity only grew stronger. Finally, the day arrived when Alex received news that the alien fleet was approaching Earth's orbit. He gathered everyone for one last meeting. "This is it," he said, looking into the eyes of his fellow humans. "We are ready. We will fight for our home, for our families, and for our future. They may have mocked us, but today we stand as one. Today we show the galaxy who we really are." With those powerful words, the people cheered, their spirits high. They were ready to face whatever came their way. Humans had been underestimated for too long, and now it was time to turn the tide. The mockery would end, and a new chapter of strength and courage would begin. The day of reckoning had arrived. Alex stood on the bridge of the flagship, the Resolute, staring at the vastness of space before him. It was a deep black, dotted with shimmering stars, but today the threat loomed closer. Reports had confirmed that the alien fleet was entering Earth's orbit. Alex felt a mix of fear and excitement. This was their moment to strike back, to show the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of. "Captain," a young officer called, breaking Alex's thoughts. "The alien fleet is just ahead. They're not expecting us to attack first." There was a tremor of anticipation in the officer's voice, and Alex could see the nervous energy rippling through the crew. "Let's keep it that way," Alex replied, his voice steady. "We'll use their surprise against them. Prepare to launch the fighters and send a message to the other ships. It's time to show them what we've got." The crew moved quickly, their hearts racing with the promise of battle. Each fighter pilot had trained hard, honing their skills to prepare for this very moment. As they launched into space, Alex felt a surge of pride. He watched them leave the hangar, small but fierce, like a swarm of angry bees ready to defend their hive. Meanwhile, the alien fleet, led by Commander Rax, approached Earth with confidence. They believed that their advanced technology and sheer numbers would crush any resistance. Commander Rax sneered at the tiny blue planet on his view screen. "Prepare for invasion. Those humans will fall easily," he commanded, unaware of the storm brewing just beyond the edge of his fleet. As the alien ships moved closer, Alex received word that their fighters were in position. "All units, listen up," he said over the communication line. "This is it! We're going to hit them hard and fast. Stick to the plan and remember your training. Fight as one! With a collective roar of approval, the pilots activated their weapons. The Resolute and its fleet readied themselves for the first strike. The moment was tense, but as they waited for the signal, the adrenaline surged through every human on board. "Now!" Alex shouted. He pressed a button, and a wave of fighters shot toward the alien ships like arrows from a bow. The element of surprise worked in their favor, catching the alien fleet off guard. The humans swooped in, firing their weapons with precision. Laser blasts illuminated the dark space, and explosions rocked the alien ships. "They're attacking!" Commander Rax shouted, his calm demeanor shattered as he watched his fleet struggle to respond. The alien ships fired back, but the humans had the upper hand. They flew in tight formations, using their smaller size to dodge incoming fire. Alex coordinated their movements from the flagship, shouting commands and urging the pilots on. "Keep moving! Don't let them pin you down!" As the battle raged, the humans found themselves gaining ground. One by one, alien ships began to fall. Each explosion fueled their determination, and soon, cheers erupted among the human pilots. "We're doing it! We're winning!" one pilot yelled over the comms. But not everyone was celebrating. Commander Rax quickly gathered his officers, anger burning in his eyes. "We cannot let these pathetic humans defeat us," he roared. "Reinforce the front line! Target their flagship!" Just as the aliens regrouped, a squadron of fighters broke through their lines, heading straight for the Resolute. Alex spotted them and felt a chill run down his spine. "All units, protect the flagship," he commanded, urgency lacing his voice. As the squadron of alien ships approached, human fighters engaged in a fierce dogfight. Blasts of energy filled the space around them, creating a chaotic scene of light and sound. Alex watched as his pilots fought valiantly, maneuvering their ships to shield the flagship from enemy fire. Despite the chaos, the human fleet pushed forward. With every successful strike, the tide of the battle turned more in their favor. "Keep it up, everyone! We're almost there!" Alex shouted, his voice full of hope and determination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the last of the alien ships fell. A deafening silence filled space as the humans realized they had won their first battle. They had struck hard and taken down a powerful enemy. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him. "We did it!" he exclaimed, looking around at his crew. "We showed them that humanity is not to be underestimated." Cheers erupted on the bridge, the sound echoing through the flagship. They had faced their fears and emerged victorious, proving to the galaxy that humanity was ready to fight back. As they looked out at the stars, Alex knew this was just the beginning. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. The galaxy had underestimated humans, but now they would know better. Humanity was no longer the laughingstock of the stars. They were a force to be reckoned with. After the stunning victory in the first battle, Alex and his team on the Resolute felt a renewed sense of purpose. However, they knew this was only the beginning. The alien fleet had been weakened, but Commander Rax was still out there, plotting his revenge. With each passing moment, the tension grew, and they knew the next confrontation would be even more critical. Back on Earth, news of the victory spread like wildfire. People rejoiced, celebrating their unexpected success. Parades filled the streets, and families came together to honor the brave pilots and soldiers who had fought. However, Alex stayed focused on the task ahead. He gathered his key officers in the war room to discuss their next moves. "Listen up, everyone," Alex said, looking around the table. "We have the momentum now, but we cannot let it slip away. Rax will regroup and come back stronger. We need to prepare for the next phase of this war." The officers nodded in agreement, and ideas began to flow. "We should increase our training exercises," suggested Commander Hayes, the head of military strategy. "We need to refine our tactics and improve our coordination in case Rax tries a surprise attack." "Agreed," Alex replied. "We'll also need to gather more intelligence on the alien fleet. Understanding their weaknesses will be crucial for our next strike." With a plan in place, the crew worked tirelessly in the days that followed. Pilots trained in simulated battles, learning to respond quickly to unexpected situations. Engineers worked day and night, upgrading ships and improving defenses. The entire planet rallied together, sharing resources and information, united by the hope of freedom. Meanwhile, in the depths of space, Commander Rax seethed with rage. His fleet had suffered significant losses, and the humans' boldness infuriated him. "They dare to challenge us!" he bellowed at his officers. Prepare the fleet for an all-out assault! We will crush their spirit once and for all. Rax formulated a plan intending to overwhelm the human defenses. He decided to launch a massive assault targeting Earth itself. He believed that if he could strike the heart of humanity, they would surrender and lose the will to fight. He called for reinforcements, rallying ships from across the galaxy to join him. Back on Earth, Alex received word of the alien fleet's movements. His heart raced as he studied the reports. "They're coming," he announced to his team. "Rax is bringing everything he has. We need to prepare our defenses." With time running short, Alex ordered an emergency briefing. Soldiers, engineers, and pilots gathered in the massive auditorium, their faces serious. Alex stood at the front looking at the faces of those who had fought bravely. "Today we face our greatest challenge," he began. "The alien fleet is on its way, and they will come for us with everything they've got. But we have something they do not: the heart of humanity. We will stand and fight!" Cheers erupted in the auditorium, echoing with a fierce determination. They were ready to defend their home, to show the galaxy that they were not just a joke. As the alien fleet approached Earth, Alex and his team worked tirelessly, preparing for the impending battle. The city buzzed with activity as people fortified their homes and shared resources. Hope and fear intertwined as everyone awaited the outcome. Finally, the moment arrived. Alex stood on the bridge of the Resolute, staring into the void as the alien fleet entered Earth's orbit. The stars shone brightly around them, but the tension was palpable. "All units, ready your weapons," Alex commanded, his heart racing. "We are ready for them." The human fleet sprang into action, launching their fighters into space as the alien ships advanced. The two forces met in a furious clash. Bright beams of energy lit up the dark expanse, and explosions rocked the void as the battle raged. The aliens, fueled by rage and revenge, pressed forward, but the humans held their ground. They remembered their training, using every tactic they had practiced. Alex coordinated their movements from the Resolute, directing his pilots and ensuring that they stayed united. "Stay together! Focus on the larger ships first!" he shouted, and the pilots obeyed, their spirits lifted by his unwavering leadership. The tide began to shift. With each successful strike, the humans gained confidence. They fought bravely, showcasing their skills and determination. Alex could see the impact of their training pay off, and he felt pride swell in his chest. But just as victory seemed within reach, a massive alien battleship emerged from the shadows. It was the flagship of Commander Rax, and it was more fearsome than anything they had faced before. "Focus all fire on that ship," Alex shouted, knowing that taking it down could turn the tide of the battle once and for all. As the human fighters concentrated their fire, the battle intensified. Explosions lit up the dark sky, and for a moment, it seemed as if victory was slipping away. But the spirit of humanity burned bright, and they pressed on, determined to fight for their future. They were no longer the mocked and underestimated. They were warriors, ready to defend their home at all costs. In that moment, Alex knew that they would not give up. The tide was turning, and they would show the galaxy the true strength of humanity. The battle raged on, fierce and unyielding. Alex stood on the bridge of the Resolute, adrenaline pumping through his veins. The roar of explosions and the blinding lights of laser fire filled the vastness of space. Despite the chaos, he remained focused, determined to lead his crew to victory. "Captain, the alien flagship is taking heavy damage," shouted Lieutenant Parker, his eyes glued to the monitor. "We're making progress, but Rax isn't giving up easily." "Keep the pressure on," Alex replied, his voice firm. "We need to break their spirit. If we can take down that flagship, the rest of the fleet will crumble." The human pilots fought valiantly, their spirits high after the previous victories. They flew in tight formations, dodging enemy fire and coordinating their attacks. The alien ships, though powerful, were starting to show signs of wear. It was a battle of wills, and Alex could feel that humanity was on the brink of something incredible. As the Resolute moved closer to the alien flagship, Alex's heart raced. The ship loomed large, its dark silhouette intimidating against the backdrop of stars. "All fighters, concentrate your fire on the flagship," he commanded. "This is our chance to end this once and for all." The pilots responded with a chorus of affirmations. They understood the stakes. Each laser beam shot toward the alien flagship, striking its shields and hull. Alex could see the damage mounting, but Rax's ship was still retaliating with fierce determination. Suddenly, the comms crackled to life with an urgent voice. "Captain, We're getting reports of a breach in the alien flagship's command center. We need to take advantage of this moment. Let's go! All ships, prepare for a final assault, Alex shouted, rallying his crew. This is our time to shine! Let's show them what humanity can do. As the human fleet charged forward, the remaining alien ships began to falter. The crew of the Resolute could see fear in the eyes of the alien pilots as their flagship took hit after hit. Commander Rax, once so confident, was now desperate. He barked orders at his officers, but his frustration only fueled the chaos within his fleet. Focus fire on their engines! We can't let them escape, Alex commanded. With a wave of his hand, the pilots zeroed in on the engines of the alien flagship, targeting the heart of the beast. The laser beam struck true, and the flagship began to shudder. Explosions rocked its structure, sending shockwaves through the nearby ships. Alex's heart raced with hope. Could they really be on the brink of victory? As the flagship struggled to remain in the fight, Alex made a bold decision. I'm taking the Resolute in closer, he announced, determination etched on his face. We'll deliver the final blow ourselves. Sir, it's too risky, Lieutenant Parker protested, but Alex silenced him with a steady gaze. We have to end this, Parker. For Earth, for all of us, Alex replied, his voice unwavering. The Resolute surged forward, navigating through the chaos. They dodged incoming fire, and the crew held their breath as they approached the alien flagship. With a final command, Alex ordered the crew to prepare the main cannon. Fire on my mark! The tension was palpable as the crew braced themselves. The alien flagship loomed ever closer, its dark form casting an ominous shadow. 3, 2, 1, fire! The Resolute unleashed a powerful blast from its main cannon. The energy beam shot forth, illuminating the darkness of space. It struck the alien flagship with tremendous force, causing it to explode in a brilliant display of light and sound. The shockwave rocked nearby ships and cheers erupted throughout the human fleet. Yes! We did it! Parker shouted, pumping his fist in the air. We've taken down their flagship! As the remnants of the alien fleet began to retreat, the humans erupted in joyous celebration. Their cheers echoed in the silence of space, a sound of victory ringing through the void. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him. They had faced their greatest challenge and emerged victorious. The battle was won, but Alex knew the war was far from over. The galaxy had witnessed humanity's strength and resolve. As the Resolute turned back toward Earth, Alex gazed at the stars. They were no longer the underdogs, they had proven their worth. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted as news of the victory spread. People took to the streets, waving flags and shouting in joy. Humanity had stood together and fought back against a powerful enemy. The mocking laughter of the galaxy had turned into respect and fear. In the weeks that followed, the alliance of human nations strengthened. They began to rebuild and prepare for whatever challenges lay ahead. Alex knew that the fight was far from over, but they had forged a new path. With each passing day, the humans grew stronger, united by the shared experience of their struggle. They had faced adversity and emerged victorious. A new dawn had begun, one where humanity would stand tall among the stars, ready to face whatever the universe had in store for them. As Alex looked to the future, he felt a sense of hope. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, but now they would know better. They were not just survivors, they were warriors, ready to defend their home and fight for their place in the cosmos. The dawn of a new era was upon them, and together they would rise to meet it.